Vsauce. Michael here.
Hey,
At the age
Vsauce.
of 18,
Charlie here.
Carl Sagan looked like a teenager. But it doesn't take long in an old high school yearbook to find teenagers who look surprisingly old.
Oh
These
gosh,
people
what
are
the heck?
all in their 20s. But so are these people. This is Elizabeth
Huh?
Taylor when she was just 17. And here are some high school students from the 70s. Did people used to look older? Brandon
Yes.
McCarthy asked on Twitter, and evidence poured in. People shared photos of their parents in their early 20s, their dad
Oh my
at
goodness.
21,
Oh
their
my-
mom at 18 or 19,
What?
their dad at 45. One user shared their husband at 27 and what his father looked like at 23.
Ooh.
And there's pretty much an entire subculture around how old footballers looked decades ago. 24, 31.
Oh, that's all. I feel bad. I shouldn't laugh. He looks so much older. Is it like food? Like, is it like changes in health? Like, what is it? Obviously, Vsauce is gonna tell us, but
29,
oh my
27.
goodness, it's the baldness
It's
that's getting
not
to me.
uncommon to think that there's something more grown up about the way people used to be. To look back and think that people seemed older at a younger
Whoa.
age than they do now.
This makes me think that the movie Grease was actually pretty accurate with the actors now, because like they look really old in Grease and they're in high school, but they look like these people. So
Let's call it retrospective aging. It doesn't happen to
Retrospective aging.
everyone. People do not and never have aged similarly. And there's even the opposite observation that kids these days grow up too fast. But it's a popular question and subject of numerous memes. So,
I wonder how old you guys think I look. Comment down below how old you think I look. I'm curious.
is it real? Or is it an illusion fueled by cherry-picked examples that feeds rosy nostalgia for a time when people were tough and didn't have it as easy as you kids have it now? Well, as it turns out, both.
Wow,
Humans today really
Vsauce.
are aging more slowly
There's
than
the
their
music.
historic counterparts. Changes in lifestyle, nutrition, smoking habits, healthcare, early life conditions, and skincare,
That's true. People used to smoke cigarettes back then because doctors would like recommend them, and now people know how bad they are. So hopefully less people are
particularly
doing
the
it
use
now.
of sunscreen, are a huge part
Oh,
of it. By
sunscreen
comparing
too.
measures of metabolic, cardiovascular, inflammatory, kidney, liver, and lung function across time, researchers at Yale and USC have found that we are in fact staying younger for longer than we
Let's
used to.
go.
So does that mean that
Is that gonna keep happening? Like people are just gonna keep looking younger and younger? That's crazy.
60 is the new 50? Almost. Their
Oh,
results suggest
almost.
that between the early 90s and the late 2000s, 60 became the new 56.
Oh,
40
okay.
became the new 37 and a half.
So
and
like 4
20
years.
became the new 19.
Oh, but it gets
Also, during the last
progressively
century,
less.
dentistry and orthodontics have played a huge cosmetic role in the kinds of faces we see in parts of the world. But interestingly, when faces in magazines are measured from the 1930s to today, the only significant change has been that across all ethnicities, the media is now exposing us to larger lips. Also, retroactive aging can occur over short time spans.
Why?
When I was a freshman, the seniors in my high school seemed so old
That guy looks like he's like in his late 20s, almost 30, and he's in high
to
school.
me. But by the time I was a senior myself, I looked in the mirror and at my peers and I was like, we're them now. But
Wait,
we don't
he
seem
looks the
as
same.
old as they do.
No offense, Vsauce. You gotta look the same age as that guy. Wait, I'm confused. Was that both him? Like, what?
What's
I
going
don't think
on
so.
isn't just about bodies. First of all, the seniors I looked at when I was a freshman truly were older than me at that time. They graduated and went away, and later, when I was a senior, I saw myself as I was. But in my mind's eye, I saw the earlier seniors as they appeared to me when I was younger. Retrospective
What?
aging seems to also be about
I kind of get what you said, but it was such a Vsauce thing to say. It was,
Let's go
Tough
back
to
to
follow.
this tweet. This is George Wendt playing Norm on the TV show Cheers. Now, when Cheers premiered, Wint was indeed 34, but I looked it up, and this image is actually from episode 24 of season 5, when Wint was 38. So we're not
that's a big
comparing
difference.
apples to apples here. However, this is an image of George Wendt at 34. And
Never mind.
Ashley Fairbanks made some alterations and a good point. However, here's the rub. These alterations don't make Wendt look more like a 34-year-old. They make him look more like a 34-year-old today. Similarly, giving the Golden Girls modern-day hairstyles and makeup drops their apparent age a lot.
Whoa.
Superficial
Betty White, what
styles
the?
and mannerisms can often make not just a big difference, but all the difference, which supports the hypothesis that retrospective aging is often an illusion. Modes of self-expression are always changing. Clothing, hairstyles, accessories, makeup, mannerisms, language, body language.
Those dance
now,
moves.
modes can come back, but never exactly. The context is always a little bit different. And from what's available or acceptable at any one time, we each draw ways of appearing or being in the world. And even if you don't care about how you look or think about how you act, what options you even have are dictated by what's currently popular or normal or being pushed on people like you. Few of us stay at the stream, drawing what's new all our lives. For various reasons, we often wander away with our catch. Perhaps it's because we settle into an identity we're comfortable with, or fear the taboo of not dressing our age, or simply run out of time to care.
That's me, the last one. I don't care. Although I got some like pretty hipstery glasses, but I don't know. I feel like my style is pretty outdated.
But when we're gone, the stream keeps changing. And we get older and continue to use the mannerisms and styles we grabbed a while back. Eventually, to whatever those styles initially evoked, a new connotation is added. Old person. Not because the look or behavior is intrinsically for the elderly, but because those who use it, us, became old ourselves. If you want to look older, what do you do? Well, you can dress the way older people dress. And the thing is, that's often how they used to dress too. We think people looked older in the past because they look the way old people do today.
Oh, it makes sense now. But no, I'm not really thinking about the way they dress, to be honest. Most of those people that you showed earlier, Vsauce, they like just physically looked older, like not their clothing. I was more focused on like their wrinkles and like their hair and stuff like that. But anyways, he'll probably explain more. There's still a lot more.
Dale Irby, a gym teacher at Prestonwood Elementary School in Dallas, Texas, posed for his first yearbook photo
in Dallas.
in 1973. The following year, he accidentally wore the same outfit again.
This is low-key the style like nowadays, like the mustache and like the hipstery glasses. Maybe the haircut could be a little different in the clothing, but I don't know. This guy, oh, actually, how old is he? Is he in high school?
He says he was embarrassed at first, but his wife Kathy challenged him to do it again. So he did. And he never stopped. What he gave us is a great, exaggerated example of how what once connoted youth comes to be associated with old age. The people we keep seeing a style on get older and older themselves until we think of the style itself as being for old people.
Definitely.
Retrospective aging, then, is double-pronged. Both
props to that guy for like being able to fit in the same outfit for all those years. Like he kept a good healthy weight. Like, dude, that's pretty impressive.
Real and illusory. People in the past really did age faster than us because of differences in nutrition and lifestyle and medicine. But much, if not most, can be chalked up to the fact that we think people like this are dressed like old people. But that's an anachronism. They're dressed like old people from the future. Old people they would become.
Yes.
Has anyone ever dressed like a young person from the
My
future?
mind is not blown at all.
Well, it happened in 1941 at the reopening of the South Fork Bridge in Canada.
Dressed like a
crowd
young
came out
person
to
from the future?
celebrate and photos were taken. In 2010, the photos were digitized and placed online.
Whoa, I'm hyped to see
That's when
this.
this guy was noticed. A time-traveling hipster.
Whoa,
Why
whoa.
a time traveler wouldn't bother to blend in, and
What the
why,
heck?
with all of history to visit, he chose the reopening of a bridge in the 40s, no one knew. The photo was confirmed to be undoctored, and researchers put forward the idea that this man was not, in fact, a time traveler. That his shirt
wow.
wasn't an ironic screen print, but simply bore the logo of the Montreal Maroons, a nearby hockey team at the time. They said his sunglasses and knit sweater were not unusual for the 40s, nor was his portable camera. The only thing that was unusual about
His
him
haircut.
was how casual his attire was.
Never mind.
And they're probably right. But this all raises the exciting possibility
His haircut looked like a normal haircut nowadays, though. He kind of had like a fade almost. You know what I
that
mean?
someone out there right now, possibly even you, is unknowingly dressed like people in the future will. And your appearance in photos will someday freak them out. You know, it might be fun to start dressing even more casually or in some other odd way on the off chance that you happen to nail it and years from now you are worshipped as a time traveler.
Kanye West, everybody's gonna think he's a time traveler the way he dresses.
Oh, that reminds me of today's sponsor.
No!
Would you like to look like your... Wow. Whoa!
What the?
Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Does he look like a Bill, a Mark, a Justin, or a Josh?
A
Pause
Josh.
right now if you'd like to think
A Josh. It's a Josh, right? I don't need to pause Vsauce.
According to research from Millsaps College and Miami University, this is Mark.
Ah! I almost said Mark. That was my
This
second
is
one. I
what
should have said
we
that.
think people named Mark look like.
I guess.
By asking people to make and rate
I could see it be a
digitally
Josh.
created faces, researchers were able to put together prototypical faces for a number of different names. This is apparently what we think a Josh looks like.
Oh, dang it. I want a
Justin,
Charlie. What's a Charlie
Dan,
look like?
A Brian, a Tom, an Andy. The idea that names might conjure certain face shapes in our minds isn't that strange. For example, there's Wolfgang Kohler's famous finding that when asked which of these shapes is named Booba and which is named Kiki, people
Kiki's
of
the first
all
one.
different ages and cultures and languages
Kiki and then Booba
overwhelmingly
is the
assign
second.
Kiki to the spiky one and
Yep.
Booba to the blobby one. And sure enough, it certainly seems to work with names too. Which one of these men is Tim and which is Bob? Well,
Tim
almost unanimously
is the right
people
one.
feel like this is Tim and
No!
this is Bob.
No!
But are these men
The second one kind of
actually
looked like
named
Tim the Tap Man.
Tim and Bob?
No.
Well, there's the rub. Just because we associate certain names, certain sounds with certain shapes doesn't mean we're right. There's no such thing as a biological name. If a person still goes by the same name they were given as a baby, long before anyone knew what they would look like as an adult, well, surely there won't be a connection. But as it turns out,
There is.
there is.
Oh my
Believe
God,
it or
how?
not, in a
How?
multiple choice setting, people can guess a stranger's name just by looking at their face.
What the
More
heck?
often than we would expect from luck alone.
That's weird.
It's called the face name matching effect. Here's a stimulus from Zwebner's research.
I seem to be pretty bad at this so far, so that's the reason why I'm surprised.
Do you think this man is named Jacob, Dan, Joseph, or Nathaniel?
Oh my, see, like, I don't know. I'm going to say Jacob, dude, but no, I mean, not Jay. I'm going to say Dan. My first thought was Dan. I'm going with Dan, but I feel like I'm
By
wrong.
just randomly picking a name,
If it's Dan,
people
then-
should get this right 25% of the time. But Zwebner found that people picked the correct answer, Dan, nearly 40% of the time.
Oh, I got it! I thought I was bad! Yo, that's weird,
What's going
though.
on? Can names
That's
actually
weird.
cause us to grow to look a certain way? Well, apparently they can. It has been called a Dorian Gray effect. In Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray,
What?
a portrait of the protagonist
Oh.
ages and grotesquely reflects his evil deeds while he himself remains young and pure-looking. In a similar way, it seems that in some cases, our own appearance can come to reflect the name we were given. But I kind of think it's really more of a reverse Dorian Gray effect. I mean, in the book, Dorian's reality affects the appearance of his portrait, but the face-name matching effect goes the other way. A inanimate sign, a name, influences our actual physical appearance. Well, anyway, it's not
How, Vsauce? I know you're about to explain, but my mind is blown again.
news that a person's name can lead others to have certain expectations of them and treat them accordingly. It's been found, for example, that multiracial faces given European names are rated as looking more European than the same faces are when presented with non-European names. The expectations a name carries with it may create a self-fulfilling prophecy, whereby as a person grows up, they're motivated to fulfill those expectations, carry themselves in ways people think someone with their name should, and even like, dislike, accentuate, hide, use, and avoid different parts of their face and body depending on whether or not those parts match their name. It's been found that faces and names that match are emotionally liked more than faces and names that don't.
Whoa.
Analysis of voting data has shown.
Do I look like a Charlie? Comment that below as well. Does my face match my name? I think I do. Honestly, I think he's right, but I just don't know how that's possible.
That
But
senatorial candidates earn 10% more votes when their names fit their faces very well than when they fit very poorly. Now, with that in mind,
is that why like famous people have stage names? You know? Probably.
part of the effect could literally come from the fact that although parents don't know what their kid will look like as an adult, the parents do know what they look like, and without knowing it, tend to prefer names that match their faces, which are
Okay, now it makes sense. I probably should have guessed that, but
likely to resemble their child's face as well. But not always. If the dissonance is too great, a person can always change their name, either completely or by simply choosing a nickname. If I had been just a little bit different,
technically my name is Charles, not Charlie. Do I look more like a Charlie than a Charles? I don't know.
Michael, could have always gone by Mike. The fact that people can adjust their names to fit them, of course, merely strengthens the face name matching effect.
Very true.
By studying whether the correct name could be guessed when different parts of a face were occluded, researchers were able to develop heat maps showing which parts of the face different names are most characteristically associated with.
Wow.
Apparently,
that is insane.
looking like an Anne is all about the tip of the nose. It's the bridge of the nose for Arthur's and the philtrum or snot trough for Benjamin's. Aurelius
Snot
are
trough.
recognized by their face spiders.
Whoa.
Let's go back to old people.
Oh, really?
How
I've never even heard that
old
name though. So
is an old person? 73.7. That's
what?
according to results published in the Journal of American Geriatrics last year. It's the average age people gave when asked, when does old age begin? People under 65
I would have said like
on
60.
average said 71. And people over 65 on average said 77.
Really?
Women said old age began 3
Being 60 is not old? Like, does anybody else not think that? Like, hello? People 18 to 64 said 71. I guess that's the average. So some people said 60.
years later than men did. White people said it began 8 years later than non-whites did, and people who felt healthy placed old age later in life than those who felt less healthy.
Am I unhealthy?
How old do people want to be?
I think I'm pretty healthy.
That depends on how old they already are.
Yeah, that's
In
true.
America, the only people who are the age they would like to be are 21-year-olds. People younger than 21 wish they were
Interesting.
older, and people older than 21 wish they were younger.
That's kind of
People who
true.
are 40 wish they were 30.
I miss being younger, and I'm only 25, so... Oh, Now, hopefully people who guessed down below didn't see this part. I am curious how old you guys thought I was, because I asked that earlier, but I'm 25 for anybody wondering. I'm turning 26 in a few months though.
People who are 60 wish they were 40, and people who are 90 wish they were 60. When people are asked if they could be one
Makes
age
sense.
forever, the average American picks 36, which is actually how old I am right now.
I got 10 years. Oh, what do you know?
Here's something else that's funny. Old people are more likely to think they dream in black and white. Not because it's part of the aging process, but because they are veterans of the great black and white dream epidemic of the 20th century.
What?
Prior to the 1900s,
It's an epidemic?
Aristotle, Descartes, Freud, everyone who wrote about the topic reported that dreams contained color. But as humanity moved into the 20th century, the number of people reporting color in their dreams dropped just as quickly as the popularity of new black and white movies and TV rose.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I said.
By the 60s,
That makes sense, kind of.
TV and movies became more and more common, reports of colored dreams started going back up. And today, people who grew up with black and white TV continue to report more black and white dreams than those who didn't. And later studies across China found the same thing. The frequency of black and white dreams correlated strongly with how common black and white TV was in a person's area. So, did black and white movies and TV literally change our dreams?
Yes.
Well, first of all, it's not clear whether dreams themselves actually changed or if people just started thinking differently about their dreams.
I think thinking differently.
We're trying, but we still haven't found a way to get direct access to dream content. Eric Switchable has pointed out that as far as...
Imagine once we do have access to dream content, I want to be able to like watch my dreams as a movie the next day. You know what I mean? I feel like other people have had that idea before, but that would just be so cool. And then you could start to lucid dream, and then you could make actual movies while you're dreaming. And then YouTube videos will be awesome. You won't even have to work. You just have to lucid dream and then just upload them. And then whoever has the best lucid dreams is going to be the biggest YouTuber. I'm telling you guys, I'm predicting the future right now, right here, right now, okay?
As we know, dreams...
And I'm going to look younger in the future. Okay, wait, I don't think it applies to me. I think it would... Forget I said anything.
Color or black and white, or sepia or anything. They may be primarily indeterminate in color as they happen, and only later, during recall, do we confabulate details about color. He compares dreaming to reading. Is a novel in color or black and white? As you read a story, what do
I never
you
thought
see
about
in
that.
your mind?
I think color.
It might be the case that dreams, vaporous as they are something we simply have a terrible grip on, and that movies and TV shows have given us the illusion of understanding them. In fact, Switchable has speculated that smells and touch sensations are rare in dreams today, but future people with smelly, touchy-feely VR shows might think that they dream with lots of textures and odors and find it strange, maybe even frightening, that few of us seem to.
I feel like I've felt in dreams before, though, personally. I don't know about you guys. Maybe not smell as much, but I think I've tasted things as well. Like, I've eaten food in dreams, and I've had the taste. And I'm not from the future, so, Vsauce, I don't know. I mean, I might just be an exception to the rule. I might not, be the average person out there. Maybe I am from the future. Anyways, Vsauce, I'm sorry for talking so much.
But why would we think that dreams were like moving pictures and not normal waking life? Well, no one...
I don't know that either, but I've wondered that too, because I feel like I watch myself in my dreams. Like I'm in the third person watching myself as like a TV show. So that's actually very accurate. I don't know the answer, but I 100% agree with that part of it.
Knows. It might be that motion pictures are just simply the closest thing we have to dreaming that isn't dreaming. Unlike still images, painting...
But what about dreaming before we had TVs and stuff? Like he kind of talked about that a little bit, but I feel like maybe then dreams were a lot more realistic because all you had to do was base your dreams off of real life. And there's no TV and no movies and all that stuff. So that's interesting because that's, before the black and white epidemic that happened. I think he said dreams were in color earlier. So I don't know.
Paintings, photographs, tapestries, motion pictures, and dreams can contain movement and narrative and cause and effect. And unlike stage plays or real life, motion pictures and dreams are not made of anything that is even remotely similar to what they depict. They're both made of phantoms. Images are uncanny things. A person in an image is frozen in time, but yet can seem to grow old. Our own image can depend on what we are called, and they're the closest thing we have to what our mind does when we're away. Do you get the picture?
Kind of.
Or does the picture get you?
Ah!
And as always, thanks for watching.
That was insane. You can go watch more by clicking one of these right now. Hurry and click one. Hurry! You don't even know what's gonna happen to me. Click it now. Ah!